has one. But for those who've got a driving license, here's something for you right now. You have a driving license for what particular reason? Is it for proof of identification, or is it because you've got a car and you need a driving license to have a car? Okay, so that's the main factor. You need okay. But sometimes they ask you for, you go certain places and they ask you for your identification of, your birth and also your address. And the quickest thing to take out sometime is, of course, your driving license. Not many people walk around with their birth certificate or they walk around with their passport, because the passport is the last thing you want to leave out in the open for people to see. That's supposed to stay at home in a nice, quiet place. So the passport is important, but it's not something you want to take out to show for identification unless you don't have a driver license. Now, I'm going to play something here right now where you buy a car, but there's also implications in terms of how you buy your car and what they expect about your car and how much spending you do and how much we are prepared to spend to buy a car. Is it easy to buy a car cash, or is it more comfortable to buy a car on finance where you can pay bit by bit and the dealership asks you how much are you prepared to pay per month? Many of you have heard that word before. How much are you prepared to pay per month for your car? And you tell the person what amount you can afford. Probably he may go down a little bit, but he tends to go over the price that you said that you would pay. And then he goes and show you the car. And he tells you the car can do this and do this and do this and do that and all these things. And because of the fascination of what he's saying and how the car looks and how it performs, you get gravitated, you get sucked in. I'm going to play something here, right, just for a few minutes right now. Payments. For those who don't have a car, and for those who are thinking of having a car, here's something that you may need to think about.
As if you have a car payment, I want you to make a decision today. Plan to never finance another car the rest of your life. And I'm dead serious about this. The car payment is probably the single most normalized wealth-destroying decision in America. And almost everybody watching this video has a car payment. I'm telling you right now, you don't want a car payment, not next year, not after the car payment you have right now, not ever again. I've been doing this a long time, guys, and I cannot tell you how many people I've sat down with and talked to about their money who make pretty good money, not minimum wage. They have good incomes and they still feel broke every single month. People budget, people try to save, and then people invest a little bit of their money, but they never get ahead. And part of the reason is because 9 times out of 10, they have $500, $600, $700 a month coming out of their check to pay a car. That same thing, a car, keeps showing up. It's sitting right there in their driveway. Think about it like this, okay? The average American new car costs about $49,000. The average payment for a new car is right around almost $800 a month. For a used car, it's over $500 a month. And people are just financing these cars for 6 and 7 and 8 years. And it's like you're making one of the largest monthly payments in your life on something that's guaranteed to go down in value. A car payment is not just a simple purchase nowadays. It's a subscription. You're signing up. When you have a car payment, you are basically signing up for a guarantee to lose wealth. It's like, where can I throw my money out the window? Sign me up, right? That's basically what you're doing. Let me tell you something a little odd to me. Maybe you can help me understand this, guys. I did a poll on YouTube community tab just a couple days ago, and I asked, what do you think is a reasonable car payment? And almost half the people, 44%, said 0. No car payment is the best decision in terms of a car payment. Another 40% or 41% said a tiny payment between $0 and $300. And about 7,000 people responded to the poll. So that's about 84, 85, 86% of all the people that responded to that unscientific poll who said no car payment or almost no car payment is the best. So here's my question, and maybe you can help me answer this in the comment section below. If most people know that car loans and car payments are bad, why do we still do it? What goes on psychologically in our brains where we know something like car payments is wrong and bad for our money, but we still take out the loans anyway? Let me know in the comments below. According to the data, let me give you a little more data here, okay? More than 100 million Americans currently have a car loan, with the total outstanding automobile loan debt in America reaching a record $1.5 trillion. That's something to think about. If most people don't want a car payment or think a car payment, too big of a car payment is bad, why does America owe $1.5 trillion in car payments? Now, I want you to remember this about a car payment, okay? When you have a car payment, you're buying the payment just as much really as you're buying the car. See, the dealership, and dealerships are funny, you got to watch them. Dealerships really aren't selling you a car. Yeah, you're getting a car, but they're getting your payment. And in case you didn't know, let me just break this to you. Some of you, many of you know this, some don't. Financing is where most car dealerships make the bulk of their money. The markup on the car they sold you is pennies compared to what they're going to get over the course of years, 5 to 7 years of you making a payment. They know this. That's why the loans are the main part of the business, right? It's all about financing, not necessarily the cars. Think about it like this. You know how McDonald's sells hamburgers, right? But McDonald's primary business is commercial real estate. McDonald's is a commercial real estate company that happens to sell hamburgers. The dealership's main business is as a finance company, and they happen to sell cars too, right? That's why the first thing when you go to a dealership, typically, not always, but a lot of times, the first thing they ask you is not what price you can afford for the car. They ask you, what monthly payment would you like? Because dealerships and car salesmen, they know that once you focus on the payment, you stop caring about the total price of the car. That's the psychology game they play. Financing a car disconnects you from the pain of actually having to spend the money. You stop caring that the car is $40,000 because $40,000 sounds like a ton. And all you can say to yourself is, can I afford the $700 payment? And that's where they stay on in terms of trying to sell you the car. Can you afford the payment? If you had to walk in and hand somebody $40,000 in cash, you probably would think very differently about buying a car. But $700 a month, that hits different, right? That's more digestible. And it isn't nearly as painful in your own brain than $40,000. So because that feels manageable, that's what the car dealership sticks on. But cash makes you careful. Payments make you comfortable spending your money. It's the same psychology with credit cards, right? But here's another reason that you never, ever want car payments. And that's depreciation. That's the real problem, right? A car is not an investment. A car is actually one of the worst financial purchases on the planet. The moment you buy it, it starts to lose value immediately. And every day, every week, every month, the car is worth less and less. But a lot of times, you're still making payments on a car that's going down in value. You still owe the same payment every month, even though it's worth less and less. So what happens? You end up owing money on something that's dropping in value every day. That is the very definition of what I call not just bad debt, but horrible debt. And here's the kicker. The payment is just the beginning. Insurance goes up. We've all experienced that lately. You got to pay taxes. You got to get tags, registration. You got to keep gas in the car. You got to get tires. You got to do repairs and maintenance. The car payment is just a cover charge. That just gets you in the door. The real expenses start after. Now look, if you have a car payment, let me just say this. I probably should have said it up front. I'm not mad at you. I'm not beating you up. There's no heat, no judgment, right? We all make mistakes. We all do things that we wish we hadn't done. But you just have to consider not making this mistake over the long course of a lifetime. Don't make it a lifetime habit to have these car payments. At some point, you gotta strongly consider cutting them off. And you may say to yourself, well, what about leasing a car? I like to lease cars so I can drive a nice, reliable car for only $300 a month. Let me address this for a second, okay? Leasing is not a smarter option. Leasing is simply a permanent car payment. Leasing a car is like paying rent for a car. It's okay for a little bit, right? A year or two, but don't make a lifestyle out of renting a home. Don't make a lifestyle out of leasing or renting cars. Basically, When you lease a car, it's like going into Enterprise or Budget, one of those other car rental places, and just renting that car for 3 years. You're not buying it for keeps. You're just renting it. If you wouldn't do that, then you probably shouldn't lease a car. You never own it. You have mileage limits. You get penalties when you lease a car. You have to restart the payment every few years. At least a loan ends, right? A lease, all it does is just restart. So leasing is renting a lifestyle that you really can't afford. It's renting a car that you really can't afford to own. At the end of the day, that's really all leasing is. Now listen, let me say this, okay? I've helped a lot of people buy used cars over the years, right? I help friends, I help family, you name it, right? And most people buy used cars really unprepared in an emergency, when their emotions are high, when the car went out on Friday, they got to be to work on Monday, they don't know what they're going to do, so they end up spending Saturday car shopping and wanting to buy something quick. And when you buy something quick with high emotions, you can easily make mistakes. Look, that's a problem, okay? I literally wrote this book right here as a step-by-step guide through the entire process of buying a good used car with cash. What to check, what to watch out for, what to say to the seller or the dealership, how to negotiate, how to avoid scams and people trying to get you. Because here's the deal. This one decision about buying a car, if you mess it up, you can mess up your money for years if you're not careful. The link to grab this book is in the description box below. You can just go to buycarswithcash.com.
If you want to make a full-time income from home working part-time...
Are you happy with the situation regarding your car and those thinking of buying a car, the implications that you can have in terms of buying a car on a finance or buying a car cash? Now, not many people walk around with cash to buy cars. People don't walk around that much with cash to buy a car, and to buy a car that's got all the latest facilities and all the latest pros and cons and brand new tires and brand new this and the warranty that comes with it, and the fact that you can buy a car and there's no MOT for three years. It's like, wow, it's all that wow factor until you start to pay your finances every month. It does sound like, £600, £700, £500, depends on how much you earn to what you can pay and what you can afford. All right, but everybody likes to have something new, feel good, but how good do you really feel when you got to find that money every month? It can be a little bit tough, and you got to make sure that money's there as well, because there are implications can happen if you don't have your finances sorted out every month. Well, all right, so it is 14 minutes past 12 right now. And like I said, me and you are on the same boat in terms of cars, and we all love our cars because we like to get to A to B. And not many people, I wouldn't say not many, but there's a small number of people that don't have a car, but would love to have a car. But, they rely on the taxis and so forth, and they get about on the buses, and now we have the tram as well. Well, all right, so we're going to play another song right now for the mass this afternoon here right now. Shout out to Ruby and Tony, big up yourself right now. Good afternoon. And also my regulars as well. Yeah, this one here right now is what do I expect, and what do I expect from you as listeners right now? Yeah. I want you to take a listen to this track here right now. This afternoon, we're here till 2 o'clock here on scannerradio.org.uk and all the other platforms that we are on right now. Take a listen to this here right now. What do I expect?
The desert plain, that is my soul, where none before has been saved me. This here heat, this endless wasteland. I've wandered here like a lost fool, wandered so in this wild lonely, scaring the cold wind.
It's a wonderful day outside. I don't have none of my lights on in the studio. I've got the blinds open, the lights coming in nice and bright. I hope you're doing the same thing at home as well.
Am I mad, half mad? Did I cage myself here? Here where I think I'm mad, I feel the tear. I've lost this old mama, no man. It's getting cold, I'm out of it. I've long left behind the sunlight to look for the old flare within, but I stand here like a sick mule. A raggedy morning twilight, the twilight of the hope therein, a wife within myself, a fool. What did I expect to find here? Where is here? Am I mad?
What do I expect to find in this world right now?
Did I cage myself here?
So much situations happening around the world.
I think I'm mad, I feel it here.
And here in the UK, we've had our own
Mama, no,
local elections.
it's getting cold.
I don't know. I ain't saying much about that right now.
I'll be my crib, don't come digging. But again, who would find me? Tis nigh over courage, brother. The tears, the smell of ash, I'm dying. The wind, my last footprints, oh dear. My mother.
You know, sometimes in life, a lot of people expect a lot of things from some people, but don't show anything back in return.
To find you.
And this is one of the problems we're having right now in the universe right now. A lot of people expect, but don't want to give back.
Did I
Is that a fair game?
hear where
Have you been in that position quite some time, or
I've lost this old mama,
do
no.
you feel a little betrayed by many people out there that you've done things for, and on the other side it's a different story? Different story, different circumstances for many different people. A request on this one coming from Alice. Okay, Alison, big up yourself. What do I expect? What do I expect from many people out there? Friends, workmates, colleagues, your wife, your girlfriend, your children. What do I expect?
The desert plain, that is my soul, where none before has been saved me. This here heat, this endless wasteland. I've wandered here like a lost fool, wandered so in this wild lonely, skipping the cold winds and dead sand. Yeah. What did I expect to find you? Where is you? Am I mad? Half mad? Did I cage myself here? Here where? I think I'm mad, I feel the tear. I've lost this old mama, no man. It's getting cold, I'm out of it. I've long left behind the sunlight to look for the old flare within, but I stand here like a sick mule. A raggedy morning twilight, the twilight of the hope therein, a wife within myself, a fool. What did I expect to find here? Where is here? Am I mad? Half mad? Did I cage myself here? Here where? I think I'm mad, I feel it here. I've lost this old mama, no more. It's getting cold, I'm out of here. I'll be my crib, don't come digging. But again, who would find me? Tis nigh over courage, brother. The tears, the smell of ash, I'm dying. lost footprints, oh dear. My mother, find me my mother. What did I expect to find here? Where is he? Am I mad? Half mad? Did I cage myself here? Here where? I think I'm mad, I feel the tear. I've lost this old mama, no man. It's getting cold, I'm out of here.
Can I say thank you again after the last text messenger? Big up yourself. Yeah, man. Every song I play here right now has a message. A message for many people who are going on many different kind of situations in their lives. Some good, some not so good. But life goes on same way.
Where is you? Am I mad? Half mad?
Sometimes we don't smile and sometimes we smile.
Myself here where? I think I'm mad.
Sometimes it rains, sometimes the sun shines.
I've lost this old mama.
And we have some great weather outside today.
It's getting cold, I'm out of it.
And once again, big shout out to Barry once again for your birthday as well. Big up yourself, sir. Gonna say shout out to the General family last week at the 163 Lounge in Birmingham. What a night it was as well, I tell you. Great performance by Jaro and also as well.
Am I mad? Half mad? Did I cage myself here? Here where?
Shout out to Gangali as well. We're gonna talk to Gangali at some point on the platform here on the Godfather Show on the YouTube.
It's getting cold, I'm out of here.
And also to look out for as well, I think it's going to be on the 17th of this month. Valentino celebrates his birthday at the 163 Lounge in Birmingham. I think that's going to be on the 17th. Let me just check my calendar. Yeah, that's correct. That is correct. So, all right. Shouting out to you, Mr. Blackburn and the family. Big up yourself. Enough respect. Thank you for that message there right now. You mean? Well, all right. So like I said to you, every song I play has a message. Because there are many songs out there that has messages, but sometimes they carry the wrong lyrics to the rhythm. And one of the biggest controversial out there right now is the one called Hilangoli Rider. If I say to you, Hilangoli Rider, I don't have to say the next verse because I know some of you know the next verse. Hilangoli Rider, Hilangoli, bend down low, show me what you know, feel up. All those rhythms out there are doing things right now, big time. To the controversial discussion about the fact that in industry, in music, we take things that are the foundation of music and turn it into something popular, but I don't know. There's a lot of prerogative in the song that they've done. Even people from abroad are singing that song in their own language. But you can hear the beat same way. You can't change the beat to that. Hilangoli Rider, bend down low. Let me tell you what me know. Hilangoli, feel up. All right, I don't want to refer any worrying. But anyway, there's a lot of controversial. Gonna find that controversial argument in a short while. But I'm gonna play another song right now. And you're gonna love this one. Yeah, man, you're gonna love this one here right now. ScottOnRadio.org.uk. It is 12:26 here. Shout out to all the people around the world. Of course, enjoying whatever enjoyment you do on a Sunday. Visiting, cooking, washing, cleaning, arguing, shouting, you name it. There are many different things out there happening right now. So, what we say? I'll play the Hilangoli argument in a short while, all right? It's one of the biggest, fastest rhythms out there right now. Hilangoli Rido.
Magdalene there. Tell me what ails you so love. Tell me what keeps you up at night. She said I will tell you that now. Tick tock and replay. Been here for 3 moons. Tossing and turning till the first ray. Up and work and it begins soon. Fretting about the future. Replaying the slip-ups. My unbroken nights getting fewer as I blow up the repressed roundups. And time goes on, so the loop turns and turns. Daytime is hell and the night my fault. The damning silence around me burns. The seers are obvious. The tears are showing through. The malady is insidious, and the sleep pills have been failing too.
I went somewhere the other day, and I was on parked on my car. I know this other person in the car park, and she was on her phone strolling, and so she came out of the car to go to go somewhere. I can't really say directly where it was, but she went, and when she went, I saw her turn back. And I was just, "Oh, what you done? I forgot something. Something that we all carry." But I ain't gonna say too much detail. What it was strange that she was there when I got in the car park, and she was on her phone doing what she's doing. She came out, went halfway up the road, and I was behind her, and then she turned around back, and I knew what she'd done. I said, "You've forgotten it. You've forgotten it." She says she was fuming because of the time that it takes to get to the car park and back to where she wanted to go. And I said to her, in future, when I see you in the car park again, and I'm gonna say to you, don't forget to bring what you're supposed to bring. And you know why you forgot to do that? She spent all that time strolling in her phone. How many times have you been strolling in your phone and you forgot to do certain things? Especially those who are doing the cooking in the kitchen, especially on a Sunday, and you're on the phone and strolling through. God knows what you're looking for. Sometimes I just don't know what. Sometimes even me, sometimes strolling away looking for something, and it's like looking for something. Like you don't know whether it's for you, or you just find something very interesting. And then you look at the situation and look at the image on the phone, and you say to them, is this real or is it just something that's just... We go through that. We do. I do it all the time. You know, is this real or... Yeah. Strolling is a big distraction right now for 2026 on your mobile phone.
I asked.
And don't forget, coming up soon at the West Bromwich...
Tell me what ails you so love.
Dennis Brown's daughter Nadine plays vinyls, her father's records, alongside
She said I will tell you that now.
Mr. Fix Archie D.
TikTok and replay. Been here for 3 months.
And from out of Birmingham as well, the man himself has a lot of history in sound system.
And work and it begins soon. Fretting about the future. Replaying the slip-ups. My unbroken nights getting fewer as I blow up the repressed roundups. And time goes on.
We talk about Dolphus from Birmingham. We hope to have him up in the studio as well. He's got a very, very interesting story to tell as well. Stories, we all love stories. Don't you love stories? Do you love stories? Do you have a story that you want to tell? You want to talk about?
The malady is insidious, and the sleep pills have been...
If you ever get a chance to hit me up or hook me up, we can have a conversation. But don't forget, in the month of June, we talked to June Isaacs, Gregory Isaacs' wife. She has a story. And you want to hear that story.
Spots on the ceiling. Blessings, dreams, I have done the debts. Trying to make sense of what I'm feeling. Imagining life past 1,000,000 what ifs. picturing life paths and aftermaths, forging and raking mock-ups and riffs. And time goes on, so the loop turns and turns. Daytime is hell and the night my foe. The damning silence around me burns. The seers are obvious, the tears are showing through. The malady is insidious, and the sleep pills have been failing too. I hold monologues, rearrange pillows, reliving degrading dialogues in the deep of the silent billows. I try to close my mind and stop the rolling tape, but I'm stuck and lost inside the grind. And time slows down here, there's no escape. And time goes on, so the loop turns and turns. Daytime is hell and the night my foe. The damning silence around me burns. The seers are obvious, the tears are showing through. The malady is insidious, and the sleep pills have been failing too. When time goes on, so the loop turns and turns. Daytime is hell and the night my foe. The damning silence around me burns. The seers are obvious, the tears are showing through. The malady is insidious, and the sleep pills have been failing too.
You know, the game of computers can be confusing. If you don't understand what you're doing, sometimes you can get stuck in the rut, and sometimes things don't work out right. And my apologies for not seeing my face for a little while, but just like it goes sometimes. We've done something different, and I'm learning as I go along. How many of you learn as you go along when you find something new? All those people on the AI creating their own images, their own posters and flyers. Wow.
Loop turns and turns.
I have to say, wow.
Hell and the night my foe. The damning silence around me burns. The seers are obvious.
Amazing technology, eh?
The tears are showing through.
You just imagine how much information or things they have in another part of a building where all that information that we have. Imagine Wolverhampton, the whole of Wolverhampton, the whole of the phone that you have in Wolverhampton is all based on a little image. Say, for instance, as small as half of the size of Wolverhampton, all the phone calls and messages and all these. So imagine the bigger picture. I don't know what you call it. Somebody might give me a better name for that, you know, here. All that information. The amount of information that goes on your phone, the things you do, the things you say, the things you program, they all know what we are thinking. The computer knows what we are thinking. Because you can put stuff in your computer, and I get to realize how quick AI response within seconds, not a minute, within seconds. And it's like, wow. So my mind goes into overdrive, and I says, no, don't go there, because it's going to, yeah, but you can just imagine how much people are using different things on the internet. And sometimes we need to talk about these things, because we don't talk about these things as much as we do, because a lot of us spend a lot of time just playing music and all these things and not knowing there's another side of us that you lot don't know about. There's another side of the world that has doing other things, and we're seeing people suffering, crying, doing all kind of things, and there's a war between Iran and America and all that palaver and everything's going on, and information, whether it's true or not, is like, who do you believe? Who do you believe? And then after watching all those things on the platform, you have to say to yourself, the only person that I do believe is yourself. Yourself. You got your own doubts, you got your own mind, you got your own way of thinking, you got your own way of asking the questions, and you have your own way of relating to whatever anybody says about whatever it may be, the subject may be. You are the one that has that final decision. That decision is yours. But of course, you always have the right to go out there and ask questions from other people. What do you think? What you Be careful. You got to be careful how you ask questions, because some people take your information and use it in other different areas. And you didn't intend to do that, but there are some scrupulous people out there that are doing that. We talk about people using the phones when they get a phone call. And I know whether you're in a distress behavior or a mad behavior, whatever, but how many of you out there right now has been caught up with scammers? How many of you have been caught up with scammers? Now, some of you have been caught up with scammers and you probably talked to one or two friends about it, but you feel embarrassed. You got scammed. Everybody gets scammed. Everybody get touched up in some form or way. And sometimes when you know a scam and they call you on your mobile phone, God knows how they get that information. But when they get your information, they call you. Good morning, good afternoon, sir. You fine? How you doing? You good or not? When someone talks to me like that, they're looking for something. I just say, yo, I ain't got time for this right now, so have a good day. I put the phone down. But there's a time when sometimes you don't put the phone down because it's probably relating to something that you got in the house, like you know that it's by Virgin or BT or whatever, or, you know, and they get into the conversation, the skills they have to convince you that they're part of the organization. It's amazing. I do find it amazing. It's like, wow, you know, and especially when it comes to the elders who don't go out and about as usual, not really up to the time. But when these people ring the elders and start using certain words and talking a certain type of way, it makes the elders feel vulnerable. And when I say vulnerable, you make them feel like, oh, okay, yes, and now what that cost me? What do I need to do? And because of the way the person on the other phone is talking to them, so calm and cool, and the person on the other phone, on the other side of the phone, knows he or she has got that person because she's sending out more information, getting more information back, and by the time you know it, they say something that doesn't sound right. They say something that doesn't sound right. There's a wall on there. I didn't tell you that. And then they go around here like it's nothing. They just kind of brush it off. Excuse me, you just said this to me. Blah, blah, blah. Yo, you're a scammer. That happened to me. It happened to me. I caught him out. I caught him out good and proper. Yo, brother, you're a scammer. Yo, come off of my phone. And even though I tried to get rid of him off my phone, he was telling me he can do this, he can do that, and blah, blah, blah. Every situation that happens to you, you learn from your mistakes. You know better next time. So anytime anybody phones me, I put a block and I put scammer. So when that number comes up on my phone, because after a while, they disappear for a little while, and then they come back and they give you another call, thinking that you've forgotten. Then it comes up as scammer, or it comes up as block. So block them. Anything that you don't want to come through your phone, because you can't totally stop everything, but you can put notification on your phone. When this number comes up, put block or scam. So you know when that comes up, scam. Even when it comes to messages as well. Be careful. Be very, very careful. All right. So it's a good toy. It's a good toy. I use the word. It's a good toy. It spends time to comfort you. There's games on there you can play all sorts and match this and match that. And it says take 30 minutes of your time so you can sleep better and all these palaver. Pure palaver going right now. Let me play another song, shall I? Let me play another song right now. Yeah, man, it's good. Time is running right now. It is 12:40. You want to hear the argument about the Hill and Gully Rider? Let's go down the Hill and Gully Rider. Read him in a short while. Let me play this one for you right now. ScannerRadio.org.uk and all the other platforms around the block. Big up yourself. Good afternoon to you all right now. Take a listen to this. Tinker, release me. Release me from my enemies. We could put it that way. But release me from what? Let's take a listen to this song.
I have given you everything, leaving myself empty, but you still come for more.
Shout out to all the ladies in the kitchen right now. I believe it's Mother's Day. I don't know, is it Mother's Day today? I don't hear people talking much about it.
My soul.
Let me Google this information. Is it Mother's Day today?
Come to tempt me. I can't do this anymore.
No, it can't be. We had that already. So what did I hear yesterday? Was that a recording show? It must have been a recording show.
I am a weeper, a broken giver. My life is a dream.
Yes, it was a recording show.
A dream.
Think about it.
Chorus punctured, my story fractured. My song is but a cold and silent scream. I have given you everything, myself empty, but you still come for more.
Gonna say shagging out to Reggie and your crew. Big up yourself, sir.
My soul dreams my will of living. You still come to tempt me. I can't do this anymore. I've given you tears, confessions and fears, but you've given me scars and broken words. I've given you truth, I've given my youth, but all you leave behind are shreds and shards. I have given you everything, leaving myself empty, but you still come for more. My soul dreams my will of living. You still come to tell me I can't do this anymore. I gave you my joys, I gave you my voice. All you left behind are these broken songs.
I gave you my love, I gave you my heart, I give you my everything.
You paid back my rights with
Are you one of those people that's done all that and got nothing back in return?
everything, leaving myself empty, but you still come for more. My soul dreams my will of living. You still come to tempt me. I can't do this anymore. I gave you my life, sanity and right. It's my fault
Hey, I was on the YouTube the other day and I saw a story and I sat down and watched the whole of it. It made me laugh. This is about a couple went to court and the wife took her husband to court because she was complaining that he wanted sex every day, more than a few times a day, and she wasn't happy with it, so she took him to court. How does that work out?
My soul dreams my will of living. You still come to tempt me.
You heard me. She took her husband to court because he wanted sex on a regular basis, sometimes probably 3 times a day, and she just felt.
I have given you everything, leaving myself empty.
You know, first time you meet somebody for a fact, that does happen. Sex, they can't stop no more. And after a while, when things get more serious in a relationship, your sex performance doesn't degrade, but the time you do it does fall back a little bit because there's other things happening in both relationship, responsibility, and you have children. Sometimes women change when they have children. So, you know, getting the regular thing that you used to get all the time, guys, doesn't always work sometimes. You know what I mean? So, yeah, she took him to court. And the judge said the two of them need to go and have counseling. Counseling, you know, over sex, you know.
Days of our unclouded fortune. When years calmly glided on in Goshen,
Are you in that position?
trees were firmly on the ground.
Are you really in that position?
When it was still known by whom the stones were hewn, that build the house whose tales now forgotten, all together by he that is now crowned.
Godfather live inside the music room this afternoon. Here on the YouTube right now. And all the other platforms too. Big up for yourself this afternoon.
Lead us from here, this is not our home. You will burn our hearts, Jah. Break the comfort of this foreign land. We should not fall down on this foreign sands.
Don't forget later on this afternoon. Big Band Captain live at 2 o'clock. Valentino.
Trees are gone and in their place.
Melody Sunday. 5 till 7:30. And from 7:30 till 10, of course, Mr. Fix. The Music Machine.
Carry the nation through a dearth.
Then Nick later on at 10, I'm sure it's George. All right, so
Woven from the
that's the lineup for today. I tell you.
run down at the destiny. Lotted up people as a right of birth.
Talking about Hill and Gully Rider, I do love the rhythm and the way they've done it, but I think some of it's a little bit, over the top sometimes. Little kind of degrading as well.
This is not our home.
But I know no matter how degrading it may be, I'm still gonna dance here with.
Should not fall down on this foreign songs. See how this quiet stirs us out of the nest, and a skull loosens our grip on the foe, to arouse the pilgrim spirit in us. Lest we say of this place, this is our rest. For a time is come when we must forego the joys of the womb till all comes to pass. We will not call this place our home.
Let me tell you how it feels like to be on YouTube Live. Now, everybody, when they dress up and look good, where do you go to make sure that you look okay?
Should not fall down on this foreign.
Come on, where do you go to make sure you look fine?
We will
I'm sure you're not looking in the dustbin, are you?
place our home.
And even if you ask your partner how do I look to make sure you look good, where else do you look?
You will pan over.
Well, of course, in the mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, am I looking good today? For them all. Well, that's what it's like here right now with me. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Godfather here live inside the YouTube. How do I look right now? I look fine.
From here, this is not our home.
It's no different from looking in the mirror. The only difference is a little bit of cooperation, a little bit of common sense, and presenting myself to the audience. That's what it's like. Something different for the people in the music world as life changes for all of us. Alongside the music, your style, the hairstyle. And even you, after 10 years of having the same passport, if you check back 10 years each time, you can see how you've changed over the years. Over the years. Well, all right. Them say Ilan Gully Rider time. Well, all right. Scannerradio.org.uk. In the music room. Hold on there. Not ready for yet. Ilan Gully Rider, The Argument. Take a listen to this here right now. Scannerradio.org.uk. The hottest rhythm out on the streets right now.
The instrumental, or the I Pledge My Art Forever. Making dirty lyrics on the Hill and Gully rhythm is like taking the Jamaica national anthem, the instrumental, or the I Pledge My Art Forever, and putting explicit lyrics on top of it. You see, the Hill and Gully rhythm by Steve McGregor, it brought back one of the most powerful pieces of Jamaican culture, Hill and Gully Rider. A traditional folk song, a cultural treasure, something generations of children, school children, dance to every single year with pride. JCDC, independence, emancipation. Listen, we need to have a serious conversation, genius. Every single year, hundreds of Jamaican school children dance Hill and Gully Rider in cultural competitions. That song is not just entertainment. It is heritage, it is identity, it is one of the sounds of Jamaica itself. So when we take something that's sacred and inject extremely X-rated and derogatory lyrics into it, take a listen to this.
Yo, she want business. Girl, skin it out wide. Move it time, no pantomime. She want business. Girl, a cuss and girl a fight. Business. Lock me down all night. Business. Cocky take a wreck, but the rider. She want business. I want she want in her vagina. Business. Girl, open up wider. Business. Climb on me like a spider.
We have to ask ourselves, what are we programming into the subconscious minds of our children? Think about it. Because children don't separate the culture from the corruption. They hear the beat, they memorize the hook. And now, the same rhythm tied to the innocence and culture suddenly carrying lyrics that pushed the complete opposite message. And that right there is very dangerous. And no, this is not condemnation of Stephen McGregor or the artist. No, this is education. This is balance. This is growth. Because let's be honest, making dirty lyrics on the Hill and Gully rhythm is like taking the Jamaica national anthem, the instrumental, or the I Pledge My Art Forever, and putting explicit lyrics on top of it. You see, some things are just bigger than vibes. Some things represent the soul of the people. The songs sound good enough, don't get me wrong, because I grew up around dancehall, I was a selector. I understand the culture completely. But this time, we took it a bit too far. We have to protect the children and protect the culture, and moving forward, let's find balance before we lose the meaning behind the music. So I want to say big up to the genius, and big up to the artists them. But conversations like these matters because Jamaica must never lose itself trying to entertain itself.
And that is right. That is right. Try not to lose our identification in terms of what we're doing out there. All right. It's money can be made by doing certain things, but sometimes we tend to go outside the barrier because everything in life has a red line. Everything in life has a red light. Sorry. Even you have conditions and a red line that people can't. Okay. Yeah. People have a red line in their life. You don't cross that line because you're a violation of my rules and my regulations. As you can see at the back of me, Godfather's in the man cave. My room, and my rules. And everybody's got rules. All right. So, Eden Gully Ride, I had it here somewhere just a while ago. I'm going to, even people are dancing to it. Seeing some images on the platform here right now where, here, I don't know. People are just climbing the rhythm, climbing it well, but not that well. Where not all of them's going to get played. Not all of them's going to get played. Now, I didn't get a chance to, edit anything right now because at the point of me doing the show today, I was somewhere else right now, and something says to me, you know what they say in life? As one door shuts, another one opens. But the problem was the other door was still open. The old door was still open. So I just did something, and this is where I am right now. So who knows where the future lies? But we're going to say shout out to all the streamers in tune here right now, and big them up in every way because obviously they're happy to be able to be part of the Godfather right now. No, I just got a text right now, and the answer to that was no. But we'll talk about that a little later on. But of course, Hill and Gully Rider. Every time you hear it, remember there's an argument about the Hill and Gully Rider. Miss Lou used to sing that quite regularly. For those who don't know Miss Lou, she was a woman that did a lot of stuff in terms of poetry and calypso style and all these things. I've got to see of her somewhere. I got so much CDs. I haven't touched some CDs for the last 10, 15 years. How things have changed over the years. It's all gone down to USB stick and all I got USBs like dirt here, there, and everywhere, and it's like CDs here and everywhere, and some CDs don't get a look in for that. How many years have you got your CDs sitting down in one particular place as if it's antique? They're not antique, they're good music, but you tend to go with the flow. And it's only when you're in your own personal space, you take them out and start playing them one by one, and you say, yeah, man, I'm going to play this tune. Gonna play a song right now that, I'm gonna play a song right now that, says a lot about a lot of things, and it goes like this, and we can, all right, not to worry. We're going to play something from the archives of some great music and a great interview from somebody right now that you don't know, but I do know. All right, I want you to take a listen to this right now. I think I'll play a two-piece, but it's got the same rhythm behind it as well. Take a listen to this. Yeah. Ready?
to pull the chair. Smiling while they circle slowly, like wolves that never care. They think I'm a puppet on a string, dancing when they move their hand. But I built this whole empire. Now they don't understand. One day they praise my name, next day they plot my fall. But a king who survived the fire ain't afraid of none at all. Are you leading me on, thinking I can't see the game? You can talk on
Tinker, puppet on a string. In life, many people use people and abuse people in different ways. And have you floating like a puppet on a string from the top one more time on this one. Classic, this one. Tinker, puppet on a string.
I wonder who's whispering, trying to pull the chair. Smiling while they circle slowly, like wolves that never care. They think I'm a puppet on a string, dancing when they move their hand. But I built this whole empire. Now they don't understand. One day they praise my name, next day they plot my fall. But a king who survived the fire ain't afraid of none at all. Are you leading me on, thinking I can't see the game? You can talk on every wire, still I'll never break my name. I'm no puppet on a string, no toy for the family show. Everybody wants the crown, till it's time to face the cold. Yaga yaga yeah, yaga yaga yeah. Good morning, people. Long time Godfather reach here. Yeah, man, a Godfather and they keeping it real short because the status commissioner is Bonnie General. I tell him everything nice. Listen, big music I play.
It's cut from every string. I wonder who's whispering, trying to pull the chair. Smiling while they circle slowly, like wolves that never care. They think I'm a puppet on a string, dancing when they move their hand. But I built this whole empire. Now they don't understand.
Combination to on this one. Tinker.
They praise my name,
Today they praise your name and next day they say something different.
my fault.
For all those going through that situation right now in this life right now. What you mean? Today for you, tomorrow for me. This cuts come from the sounds of Ken Bood, Puppet on a String. You remember that song? Shout to Bantam B, shout to Mr. Fix.
Pull the chair,
Shout to that, of course, that is Skipper. How you mean?
smiling
Shouting out, of course, Redskin Levi, and also brother Ken Brown as well. I mean, I saw the ting. Hey.
I'm a puppet on a string, dancing when they move their hands.
I know those people right now feel at work or whether you're with a friend or ever mistreating you in a certain type of way that they feel said, as this tune said, a puppet upon a string. Shout out to my producer on this one, big up yourself. I mean.
I wonder who's whispering, trying to pull the chair, smiling while they circle slowly, like wolves that never care. They think I'm a puppet on a string, dancing when they move their hands. But I built this whole empire. Now they don't understand. One day they praise my name, next day they plot my fall. But a king who survived the fire ain't afraid of none at all. Are you leading me on, thinking I can't see the game? You can tug on every wire, still I'll never break my name. I'm no puppet on a string, no toy for the family show. Everybody wants the crown till it's time to face the cold. Round and round like a merry-go-round, fake smiles at the fair, but the Godfather sees betrayal hanging heavy in the air. So let them try control me, let them scheme and sing. The hand that tries to own the throne gets cut from every string.
I tell you, Sunday afternoon here right now. The sun is shining and everybody's outside doing something outside. I can't see, but I know you're outside. Having fun.
Final Sundays where the music comes alive. Spinning records make the past revive. From the 60s till the present day, every groove will take your breath away. Yeah. Stop and soul and rock.
Vinyl Sunday every Sunday. And I know for a fact, without me knowing what you do on a Sunday evening, for if you're in that frame of mind, you're on YouTube watching Vinyl Sunday 163, the lounge in Birmingham, Erdington.
Feel the warmth.
Feel the vibes, feel the energy, feel the love as people gather at the club in Birmingham. And courtesy of course, Valentino and the full team. The First Lady, Miss P, Rusty Lee, and also as well Buzz himself, Buzz, easy on the mic, I tell you. Let's let you know what's happening tonight at the 163 Lounge. Shouting out to the bar staff and shouting out, of course, Chris. Take a listen to this right now.
Final Sundays.
Vinyl Sunday.
Vinyl Sunday, Sunday 10th May 2026. Birmingham, get ready for a proper old school experience as the sounds of real vinyl take over the city for one unforgettable night of music, vibes and celebration. This special edition of Vinyl Sunday brings together two heavyweight crews on the decks. Gatecrasher straight out of Birmingham alongside London's very own Spinner's Choice, delivering nothing but quality selections all night long. Expect the warm crackle of authentic vinyl spinning classics that take you right back to the golden era. Venue 163 Reservoir Road, Birmingham, B236DN, and this one is extra special as we celebrate the birthday of the beautiful Shazzy D. From the moment the doors open, the atmosphere will be full of love, laughter, and good energy. Whether you're a long-time soul lover or just appreciate real music played the proper way, this is the place to be. Expect a musical journey through classic R&B, lovers rock and reggae, soul and revival anthems, timeless sing-along favorites, pure vinyl pressure from start to finish. No laptops, no just experienced selectors digging deep into the crates and bringing you tune after tune of feel-good memories. So gather your friends, dress nice, and come ready to dance, vibe, and celebrate in style. This night is guaranteed to be something special, and the early crowd always catches the best atmosphere. So make sure you roll out early and settle into the vibes from the start. Good music, good people, and real vinyl culture all under one roof. Vinyl Sunday, where the music feels different because it's played from the heart. Vinyl Sunday, Sunday 10th May 2026. Birmingham, get ready for a proper old school experience as the sounds of real vinyl take over the city for one unforgettable night of music, vibes and celebration.
And on Sundays, each and every Sunday at 160.
Good morning, people. Long time Godfather reach here. Yeah, man, a Godfather and they keeping it real short because the status can sees Bonnie General. I tell them everything nice. Listen, big music I play.
Well, all right. Do you wake up sometime in the morning feeling kind of disordered or kind of feeling kind of swaying, or you feel like, how do you feel in the morning when you wake up in the morning lady? Do you wake up with a lot of energy? Do you wake up with a lot of problems? Do you wake up with a headache? You feel like you don't feel like getting out of bed sometimes? You feel like something ain't right, and sometimes it's the noise coming from the children. Probably it's the grandchildren or the children. You haven't turned grandparent yet, so you still got far to go. Big up all the grandparents. Big up yourself right now. Yeah, man. Big up all the pensioners. And big up yourself right now. For those born in the 60s and the 50s, yeah, man. Welcome to the pension world. Oh, you mean? Not funny. Some think it's funny. But it's not funny. Many of our friends who we know haven't reached that stage. So if you're one of those who've passed that line, that green line, you're good to go. But many of our friends that we know didn't reach that pension age. And we're going to be grateful for what we have and the fact that we give thanks for life. And we do the right things and say the right things for people who wants to energize off our energy. Because every DJ has an energy. Some energy is not so great than some, and some are better than some, and some are so great that sometimes you just want to hear that energy from that person, whether it's my voice or the way I look or whatever platform, whether it's on an internet basis or Facebook basis or on an audio. You hear the sound of a DJ in your ears on the radio in the kitchen, or makes you laugh, make you talk, make you answer back when he can't even hear what you're saying, but you have your thoughts to how you think things are around you. So how do you feel the first thing in the morning? One of the worst feelings you can have in the morning, and let me tell you what it is. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does kick in, it kicks in. You ever move out of the bed and all of a sudden You go into shock. Do you know what kind of shock I'm talking about? Hold on there. You know what kind of shock I'm talking about? Let me tell you what kind of shock I'm talking about. Let me tell you what kind of shock me have, and you have it too, but you're not talk the business. Here we go on. You know, sometimes, if you move too quick sometime, cramp kicks in. And when the cramp kick in, you know, yo, you're trying to find a position to keep yourself calm and cool because how got the cramp? How do I deal with my cramp? How do you deal with your cramp? How you deal with your cramp? I wonder. Hey ladies, when you have cramp, how do you deal with your cramp? Grandma, grandpa, when you have cramp, how you deal with your cramp? Or me deal with my cramp? How do I deal with my cramp? It may not work for you, but it works for me. But it's still there though. The longer the cramp goes on, and once that cramp is over, you have that feeling of a cramp all day. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same kind of cramp. I'm talking the same cramp you have, I have too. Unless you're a robot. Are you a robot? Because robots don't feel cramp. They just put themselves back into position and off they go again. Are you an alien? But let me tell you something. When we have cramp, me just have cramp and me say, yo, how do I deal with it? I deal with it before it reaches that particular point where it locks on the muscle. The muscle tightens. And when it tightens, let me tell you, I'll tell you how it feels. It hurts. We're not talking about it hurts so good, you know. By Susan Cadogan. No, we're not talking about that. I'm talking about the muscle cramp. When you get cramp, you know about it. And once the shock's gone over, you're there rubbing the area where that cramp, because you're trying to loosen up the cramp because it kind of still tight, you know. Yeah. How do you feel sometimes in the morning, eh? Many things happen in the morning. I'm not talking about love. I'm not talking about the bedroom loving and all this. And forget that. That's personal right now. But yeah, we're going. Cramp. Cramp. Gotta say, shout out to Reggie. Big up yourself. Big up your team as well. Big up the S8play.org. Big up yourself this afternoon. Shout also going out to scannerradio.org.uk and also as well the man in the man cave, the man himself, me, the Godfather right now. Gotta say good afternoon, going to my little cousin in London. Good afternoon. We had a conversation last week, but we couldn't go too far in that conversation. Big up yourself. Shout out to, of course, Keith and the Blackburn family. And all those down there in Deansfield area, big up on yourself. Don't forget as well, coming up very soon, Final Sunday with the Excellent Movement alongside General Trees. You'll find that information on your platform as well, my people. Big up Casper, Maka, Rigsby, and the rest of the crew. Yeah, man. Now, what's been happening in Africa? Kind of confused, kind of disheartening. It's a very, very sorry sight to see sometime. Very, very sorry sight to see sometime. What's happening in Africa right now? With South Africans and whatever, and people beating one another and all these. You see the images, and I've had to go to a couple of my brethren and ask them what's that all about, because I sometimes I don't understand what's going on, because so much politicians and political things happen around the world. Things can get kind of confusing if you don't understand what's going on, because every one of those situations has a connection to something else from around the world. People are playing, or I use the word pulling strings, or use the word strings, around the world against other people, diverting people's mentality to how things are supposed to be, trying to control other countries around the world. Why are Africans fighting one another right now? And I asked a brother who I'll be talking to very soon about his book. And when I touched base with it about the argument of what I saw this week, he says to me, this is particularly why we need to talk about these things. to make people know what's going on. I said, I know that, but we need to start from the ground roots before we go straight to the top. Because sometimes when we go to the top and we don't realize what the bottom baseline is, we tend to lose what we're talking about up there because we've gone too far up there. People don't understand the basics. So always start off with the basics and then take time, climb. Now, some people are impatient. They just want to go straight to the top. And then when they get to the top, because they've got no foundation information to back them up at the top, what happens? They fall. And when they do fall, they fall hard. And then when they try to get up back again and try to get the same people that they took up there but didn't take time from the bottom come up, you find yourself with less support. In the end, not many people are going to believe you because you just went woof and it just fell. People like to sort of step up and then, So there's a lot of things happening out there in Africa right now. A lot of things happening around the world. And we mustn't forget about the climate change as well, because of course the weather seems to be okay. But what is Britain going to be like in the next couple of months in terms of the weather? We've had some bad weather in terms of rain, etc. And other parts of the world are going through similarities, but not all the time the information's on the news. You have to find this information on the social media platform, and even then they tend to make up things also too as well. Gotta say shout out to Neil, Mr. Phillips, good afternoon to yourself. Shout out to your wife as well. Shout out to you, Manly, big up yourself. Also to you, also your wife also. Big manners and respect every time. And all those who were at the culture center, the heritage center last night, Joe would like to say thank you very much for all your support and love. And also a big shout out to the bar staff and also my cousin Carl. Big up yourself, Carl. Oh, you mean? All right. Now, someone just sent me a message, and I'm going to look at it in a short while. All right. So let me just sort out what I need to sort out. Going to play something about music, because most of the time you put on your radio. What do you put on your radio for? What do you put on your radio for? Sometimes you ask, I ain't going to call a name right now. You ask the big A to find me such and such and such. If you've got that platform, it'll find things for you. But majority of the time, what do you put on the radio for? Come on. This is amongst yourselves. Yeah, look at your partner. And why does he ask me that question? To listen to music. Any music. Different type of music. Some people like one type of music. Some people don't like that. They want different style of music. Sometimes I'm driving in my car and I'm listening to Jazz FM or Magic Radio and all these different stations with just classic music. And it's nice to hear some classic music. It's like, wow, excuse me. It takes it down. Excuse me. It takes it down that memory lane, doesn't it? For your personal avenue. You know what I mean? And the times that this song was playing, what was I doing at that time? Can I play you? I want to touch base. Yeah, of course. Big up Barry for his birthday, coming from the Jarrah family itself. Big up. Okay, big up. I think everybody's saying big up to Barry. Barry seems to be a very popular person within the community of Wolverhampton and playing a big part of your entertainment. I would say documentary, or should I say, when you got your yellow pages, the yellow pages for entertainment, it's Barry Hamilton right now. In my the links and every contact, and I think people they like the way he does things. Well, all right, so let me find what I'm looking for, because we're going to talk about sound system, music in the beginning. I played something a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know how much of you really gravitate, but sometimes it's nice to listen to some stories of some sort. Some can be grooving, some can be good, some can be bad. Stories come in different shapes and sizes, and it depends how you take it or you want to feel. That is down to the individual still, car. It's like everything in life, Gonna play you something here right now. Sometimes we talk about Jamaica and we talk about other parts of the Caribbean, and some parts of the other Caribbean countries, they have a different twang in how they talk sometimes, and sometimes we just can't understand what I'm talking about sometimes. But we know, so when they come on Jamaica, everybody knows that Jamaica the king of the Caribbean right now. So I'm gonna play something right now. Can kind of funny still. But when you listen to this right now, 'cause I just feel so well. Let me just run this car. It's all about people who don't want to see people progress in what they do. Where's it gone? Where's it? Where it gone? Where it gone? You know, sometimes you try to find things on your phone, and it's like, where's it? Where is it? Where is it going? Where is it gone? All right, it's not giving me what I'm looking for. It's not giving me for. So my apologies there for that right now. So let's go back to the original stuff that I wanted to play for you this afternoon. So, how was yesterday? Let me ask the question: what I'm doing. How was yesterday for you? Good? Bad? Here's something that I recognize. You know, you're out on the street and you see a nice woman and she's standing by your car, but she doesn't know it's your car. And, you know, you try to be polite, etc. Not say you're trying to hit on the person, but we try to use some words. And then she becomes kind of aggressive in the way her tone voice comes over. You want me to, and let me play. It sounds better when it plays itself. You know, I tend to kind of stretch it a little bit with its own. Won't know what it is. All right, so let me just wait for this advert to finish, and then we can continue. All right, so yeah, she's standing by the car, and she's giving him a bit of a lip, you know, and it's like, how many women out there right now, when men approach you because you look good and you smell good and you're walking good, how many of you actually feel that the man is trying to hit on you, but it's not really what you want? All right, here he comes now. You see it now. Let me just play it for you right now. Take a listen to this. Excuse me, can I talk to you? That's what he says first of all. Take a listen to this.
Excuse me, can I talk to you?
Please don't waste my time.
I just wanted to know you better.
You don't look rich enough for me. Get away, you this poor man.
Drive off. Please move aside from my car.
Wait, this is your car?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood you.
You judge me before knowing me. You are a gold digger.
Please wait.
Sometimes regret comes too late.
Sometimes regret comes too late. Never judge nothing in front of you first time around. Get time to manifest, say what you got to say, and then. But because you feel so the person look like a tramp, and you know, sometimes I said to my partner, sometimes, you know, that I'm just gonna go out the street like this, looking like this, and see how some people behave towards me because they don't know the other side of me. You know what I mean? But it ain't working because everybody knows me. And I still get whatever, you know what I mean? That's yo, Father, what going on? I mean, I've been in the garden all day. That's my excuse. I've been in the garden all day. I'm doing some patio work and all this, and I look like this. And where are you, brother? Because they know me as somebody who has personality about ourselves. What about yourself? How about yourself? Can you go out looking scruffy and looking rough and still get the same treatment out the road than when you put on your fancy clothes and your rings and all these things and step out and then man look and say, yo, that brother look, or she looks, whoa. Well, I said, we'll go chat around now. Those kind of things. And I'm a kind of man where if there's a group of men in one building and they're all there, and all of a sudden a pretty woman walks in and everybody's looking at her, and then all of a sudden start flying around her. Everybody wants to get whatever they can get, I'll say whatever. Me, no. I'm not doing that. I ain't going to be part of that. And the funny thing about it, sometimes, you know, when those guys are there flying around the woman doesn't like that. But she spots the person that's not entertaining that behavior and wants to know why. It takes a couple of days later when that same woman turns up somewhere and she says, you was at such and such and such. I said, yeah. So how could you didn't fly? Why could you didn't come and do what the other guys do? Why? I've got standards. I've got... No, that's not me. And we have a conversation. And we have a decent conversation by a drink, etc. And, you know, sometimes, you know, it comes to a point where we go about our separate ways. But it doesn't always mean that someone's going to hit on somebody. Does it? No. A little conversation does go a long way. You learn how good you are in communications. You got skills and you learn what other people are doing rather than looking at the fact that because she looks good last night and tonight she's coming and asking me, how come you didn't come and do what the other guys have done? And sometimes in the old-fashioned way, sometimes you end up with that woman sometimes, and the guys come and say, how you get that? No comment. I don't give him much of a comment, really. I'm going to play something here right now because, of course, time is running. It's 13:27. Strange things happened to me this morning. And yeah, the Father works in mysterious ways. And I say mysterious ways. And I did something because I could see the signs and the signals. And then things started to happen. You know something? Why does this Ilangoli Rider rhythm keeps coming up on my phone? Why? Why? I don't want to play that because it doesn't suit the audience this afternoon. All right, let's do something else. All right. No, that's too short. Well, all right, okay. So let's go back to the music. We better be safe, Dan. Sorry. All right, that's what we said. Well, all right. I played a song the other day, and people always say that tune sound bad. It sound bad. I've got to play it again. I got to play it again. You know, in life, when things get kind of pear-shaped in life, and you haven't seen somebody for a long, long time, I use the word I remember. And sometimes we say about certain people, do I remember? Do you remember? We've lost some great people in our communities. And we've seen some great people from around the world lose their life under different circumstances. But no matter what those circumstances may be about our lifestyle, we all have to go one day. No one's here forever. And because some people behave in some selfish way, they feel that they're going to be here forever, but there comes a time when it has to stop. And you got to put yourself straight, because who's fooling who? You're fooling yourself. You think you're going to be here forever. Look at Donald Trump. Let's talk about Donald Trump, shall we? Donald Trump. I don't know what goes on in his head sometime, you know. Serious. What kind of behavior is that? How long does he think he's going to live for? Doing all these things. Upsetting people. Upsetting countries. You think I shouldn't say nothing about Donald Trump? Well, ain't about. Have you got the cheapest petrol? Because I ain't. And I know that my people ain't got the cheapest petrol. Oh, your food don't go up. Well, my food's gone up, and my friend's food, everything's gone up. Everything gone up. Because I full Donald Trump. Full Donald Trump. And I don't know how people in America has allowed that to happen. Are they using the Fifth Amendment or some other amendment they have? Like, they can't do this, they can't do that. That you're allowing this man to betray people around the world and lie. The other day, we were talking about peace talks with Iran. I only found out the other day, I was talking to one of my colleagues, that Donald Trump had a boat, a secret boat floating around the other Iran's boats in the harbors. And they were caught. And they ran off. Seal off fast. You know, you didn't know that. That's another conversation. If I have it with you, niggas say, well, I'm just saying. Donald Trump will say one thing and does it on the other side. Sly. But let's remember the people behind us who have been doing good things in the past. We've lost them. We mustn't forget them. I could name them. You could name a few as well. May not have done something for you, but done something for me and for her and for him and for that person around the corner, and did a lot of things. Do you remember? I want you to listen to this guy, this tune. I love this tune. Ain't about. Where is that? This is Soul Food playing right now. It is Soul Food, isn't it? Yeah, it is Soul Food. We can find out what you're on about, Godfather, because make that one there. No, don't play that one there. Don't play that one there. All right. Yeah. All right. ScannerRadio.org.uk. These things do happen, you know. Even the professionals have a little bit of a hitch. Itch, and squeeze, my friends. What do you mean? Don't worry about my itching. Just make sure the pot and the food ain't being burnt in the kitchen. Or you're tripping over the furniture.
Down below, I will not go, for I don't want to know. You just have to leave me, because when I call you, you refuse. So
Sounds of Sammy Dread. This one, Please Don't Go. Sounds of Sammy Dread, Don't Go. For whatever reason you may say to someone, don't go. In a relationship, when it goes bad, that word's used kinda common right now. Don't go. Gonna play a piece of documentary right now. It is, of course, 17 minutes 35. Of course, 25 minutes to go before the hours of 2 o'clock, like I said before. Big Bad Captain in the house at 2 o'clock. And also as well, 5 till 7:30, Valentino as well. And also as well, Mr. Fix at 7:30 till 10. And from 10, I'm sure it's Sir George. Yeah, man. So that's the lineup for today. Big up Redskin Levi. Big up yourself. Big up all the Vinyl Sunday team. Big up yourself. All those playing their vinyls and cleaning up. Now the sun is shining right now. I did say to you, I've got a box of records in my shed that need cleaning. And I think I've found the ultimate cleaning material lotion to clean them with. I'm going to test it with a couple of them and then play them and see what happens. Yeah, see what happens. Take a listen to this here, the history of two great people in Jamaica. Even though we had Tom Wang, who built the first sound system, but we have other people in areas that, I don't know, was Tom Wang, the Chinese guy, the first really? Or was it Coxsone? Coxsone's mother. Then we had the police officer, Duke Reed. Yo, what a story. What an empire. I want you to listen to this right now.
The night Duke Reed walked into a recording session at Treasure Isle with a loaded shotgun strapped across his back and a pistol holstered on each hip, nobody said a word. Not the session musicians, not the engineers, not the vocalist trembling behind the microphone, who had arrived 20 minutes late. Duke Reed did not raise his voice. He did not make threats. He stood in the control room doorway, looked at the clock on the wall, looked at the tardy singer, looked back at the clock, and then sat down in his chair. The session ran without incident. The song they cut that afternoon became one of the defining records of 1966 Jamaican music. Nobody talked about the guns afterward. The guns were simply part of the room. That was Duke Reed's philosophy of power. Not what you did with it, but what you made people believe you were capable of. In the history of Jamaican popular music, the names that surface first are almost always the artists. Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Toots, Dennis Brown. The voices, the faces, the philosophy. But beneath every immortal vocal line recorded in Kingston between 1959 and 1975 was an infrastructure of men who built the rooms, powered the speakers, pressed the acetates, and controlled the money. Duke Reed was the most formidable of them. A former policeman turned liquor merchant, turned sound system warrior, turned record producer, whose Treasure Isle label defined the rocksteady era with an authority no other studio could match. He did not create Jamaican music. He did not discover its soul. What he did was more complicated, more contested, and ultimately more consequential. He gave that music its commercial architecture, its competitive ferocity, and its first genuine international ambitions. Osborne Ruddock, the man the world would eventually know as King Tubby, once said that working around Duke Reed taught him more about sound than anything else in his career. What Tubby learned was not music theory. It was the physics of intimidation. How a bass frequency, correctly deployed, makes a crowd surrender. How the space between notes is as important as the note itself. How a room falls silent before the right sound fills it. Duke Reed understood all of this before he could articulate it in any technical vocabulary. He understood it with his body, with his instincts, with the part of him that had once held authority over life and death in the streets of Kingston. He was born around 1915 in the Maxfield Avenue area of Western Kingston, a neighborhood that in the mid-20th century sat at the intersection of legitimate poverty and organized desperation. The precise date of his birth is uncertain across multiple sources, though the Jamaica Gleaner's 1975 obituaries and subsequent archival reporting consistently place his origins in the Maxfield corridor. His father was a small merchant. His mother ran a yard. Duke Reed grew up understanding the basic algebra of Kingston survival, that respect flowed from two sources, money and fear, and that the most durable form of either was the combination of both. He joined the Jamaica Constabulary Force in the 1940s. His years as a police officer are not well documented in the primary historical record, though multiple contemporaneous accounts place him in active duty in Kingston through the late 1940s. What those years did to him, or for him, can be read in everything that followed. He learned how crowds moved. He learned how information flowed through communities. He learned how to read a situation before it escalated, and how to escalate one precisely when it served his purposes. He was not known as a corrupt officer in the way that word is typically used. He was known as effective. These are, in Kingston's long history, not always the same thing. By the early 1950s, Reed and his wife Lucille had opened a liquor store on Bond Street in Kingston's commercial district. The store was called Treasure Isle Liquors, the name that would eventually travel around the world on the labels of some of the most important Jamaican recordings ever made. The liquor business was legitimate. It was also, in the way of all successful enterprises in mid-century Kingston, a social institution. The store became a gathering point. Conversations happened. Connections were made. Duke Reed learned who knew whom, who owed whom, and who was about to owe whom. He was building the same kind of information infrastructure in commerce that he had learned in law enforcement. The sound system arrived almost naturally from this position. In Kingston in the early 1950s, the sound system was not yet the cultural institution it would become. It was still finding its form. Outdoor parties, makeshift speaker rigs, imported American R&B records played at enormous volumes for dancing crowds in yards and open lots. But the men who controlled these systems were already understanding something fundamental, that the right music played loud enough, in the right place, for the right crowd, was its own kind of authority. Tom Wong, better known as Tom the Great Sebastian, had already established himself as the pioneer of this form. By the time Duke Reed entered the field, Sebastian's system was already legendary, already the standard by which others were measured. Reid entered the competition with characteristic forcefulness. He called his system Duke Reed the Trojan, a name drawn from the Trojan Records imprint he would later build into one of the most important catalogs in Caribbean music history. The Trojan identity was not accidental. It suggested siege. It suggested entry by cunning and force. It suggested that what appeared to be a gift might also be a weapon. Duke Reed built his sound system with money from the liquor store, imported amplifiers that were larger than anything his rivals were using, and a personal presence at his dances that made every competitor acutely aware of what was at stake. The great rivalry of the Kingston sound system era was between Duke Reed and Clement Coxsone Dodd. These two men defined the competitive architecture of Jamaican popular music from the mid-1950s through the early 1970s. Their rivalry was not merely commercial, it was philosophical, personal, and occasionally dangerous. Reed's sound, the Trojan, was raw power, enormous bass, physical impact, records that hit the body before they reached the mind. Dodd's system, the downbeat, was more sophisticated in its curation, more careful in its selection. Both men traveled to the United States regularly in the late 1950s to find exclusive records that their rivals had not yet sourced. Both men had informants in record stores and radio stations. Both men employed people whose job was to ensure that the competition did not find out what was coming before it was too late to respond. Duke Reed's approach to this competition involved methods that were, by the most charitable interpretation, aggressive. There are multiple documented accounts reported in the Jamaica Gleaner and extensively examined in Lloyd Bradley's Bass Culture of Reed's associates disrupting rival dances, of sound equipment being sabotaged, of pressure being applied to venue owners who might otherwise have hosted Coxsone's system. Reed himself was always several degrees removed from these incidents. The guns on his hips were never fired at a rival's speakers. The violence, where it existed, was plausible deniable. He was too smart, too calculated, to become legally compromised by his own methods. What he allowed to be associated with his name was sufficient. The rest was left to implication. But to reduce Duke Reed to his intimidation tactics is to miss the most important thing about him, which is that the intimidation was a shell around a genuine and profound musical intelligence. This is where the historical accounts struggle, because it is easier to dramatize the guns than to explain the ear. Duke Reed could hear, in a way that his peers often could not, what a record needed to be before it became what it was. He could hear the space in a rhythm that wanted to be filled. He could hear when a vocal was working against itself, and when it was finding its true depth. His session musicians, the men who would later be collectively understood as among the best Jamaica ever produced, feared him and respected him in roughly equal measure, and the respect was earned not just by the pistols, but by the fact that when Reed told a musician something wasn't working, what usually wasn't working, the transition from sound system operator to record producer happened simultaneously for Reed and Dodd in the late 1950s and early 1960s, as both men recognized the same fundamental truth, that controlling the records, rather than merely playing them, was the only sustainable form of dominance in this industry. When you played someone else's record, your power lasted as long as the exclusivity held. When you owned the record, your power was permanent. Duke Reed built Treasure Isle Studios, a facility at 33 Bond Street, above the liquor store that had started everything, and began recording Jamaican artists with a seriousness of purpose that quickly separated his operation from the competition. The ska era of the early 1960s saw Treasure Isle producing solidly, but Reed's greatest moment had not yet arrived. Ska, the upbeat, offbeat, horn-driven sound of the early independence period, suited Coxsony's downbeat sensibility better than Reed's. The rocksteady era changed everything. Rocksteady emerged around 1966 and 1967, and its emergence is one of the most significant transitions in the history of popular music. The tempo slowed. The bass moved to the front of the mix. The horns receded. The voices became more prominent, more emotional, more directly confessional, where ska had been a music of celebration, of a new nation asserting its energy into the world. Rocksteady was a music of recognition. The reality of Jamaican independence, with its unresolved poverty, its garrison politics, its disappointed expectations, had begun to settle over Kingston. Rocksteady sounded like that recognition felt. Duke Reed heard it before anyone else in a position of power was willing to commit to it. While other producers hesitated, uncertain whether this new, slower sound would hold the crowd, whether the dancing public would accept music that demanded more stillness, more attention, more emotional presence, Reed moved. He moved with the same decisive authority that had characterized everything else he had ever done in his life. Treasure Isle became the premier rocksteady studio in Jamaica almost overnight. The roster of artists he assembled in 1966 and 1967 reads like a who's who of the genre's defining voices. Alton Ellis was the first and most important, a vocalist of extraordinary emotional range who had been working the Kingston music scene since the early ska period. Ellis found his full voice at Treasure Isle under Reed's direction. Rocksteady, the song that gave the entire genre its name, was recorded at Treasure Isle and produced by Duke Reed in 1966. The song did not merely name the genre, it defined its emotional center. Ellis's voice, over a bass line that seemed to breathe with its own intelligence, established the standard by which every subsequent rocksteady vocal would be measured. Reed heard in Ellis something that the other producers had not quite captured, a capacity for vulnerability that was not weakness, for tenderness that was not sentiment. He created the conditions in which that voice could operate at its maximum. Phyllis Dillon was another Treasure Isle cornerstone, a vocalist of refined delicacy, whose recordings for Reed occupy a specific and irreplaceable space in the rocksteady catalog. The Techniques, a harmony group whose lineup included Pat Kelly and Bruce Ruffin, produced some of the most beautiful recordings ever made in Jamaica under Reed's direction. The Melodians, a trio who would later achieve international recognition through their contribution to the Harder They Come soundtrack, cut essential rocksteady sides at Treasure Isle. Toots and the Maytals, though primarily associated with other producers in their definitive period, also recorded with Reed and acknowledged his technical standards. Inside the recording sessions, Reed's working method was simultaneously terrifying and productive. He demanded absolute punctuality. He demanded absolute sobriety. He demanded that session musicians in Treasure Isle employed some of the most accomplished players in Jamaica, including members of the core rhythm section collective that would later be understood as foundational to the entire reggae transition, play with full concentration from the first take. He did not permit casual takes. He did not permit the kind of exploratory looseness that characterizes many of the most celebrated recording sessions in music history. What he permitted was preparation, precision, and execution. Some of the musicians who worked there resented it. Most of them, in retrospect, acknowledged that the discipline produced results that looser arrangements might not have achieved. The mystery of the vanished sessions has circulated through Jamaican music research for decades. Multiple sources, including session musicians who worked at Treasure Isle through the mid-1960s, have referenced a specific recording date in 1966.
Well, all right. Okay, right. Time coming to 13:51. I mean, we got another 9 minutes to go.
Involved an artist Reed.
Duke Reed story, the reggae dancehall pioneer. Duke Reed talks about the beginning and, of course, his development in sound system at that point.
Multiple independent accounts is that a session happened, that the recordings were not released, and that the masters have never surfaced in any known collection. Whether Reed destroyed them in a moment of perfectionist rage, whether they are buried in some uncatalogued portion of the Treasure Isle vault, or whether the accounts have been embellished through decades of retelling, is genuinely uncertain. The mystery thread, the acetate that was never heard, sits beneath the surface of the Treasure Isle story.
I do believe there are some songs out there that those two pioneers, Cox and Dodd, and of course Duke Reed, has not released, as the brother says here right now. He don't know whether he destroyed them or whatever, but
the speed of change in Jamaican music.
Music has changed a lot over the years, and the development of sound system is, wow, out the window.
Moving faster.
But all right, so we're coming to that time right now, and of course 8 minutes to go before we say another goodbye this Sunday afternoon here on the Keep It Real Sunday Show. Of course, your host for today is, of course, the Godfather. I'm going to say shout out to Father Rooster. Big shout to you, my brother. Big up yourself. I hope all is well. All right. Shout out to my good friend Derwin. Big up, big up. What you mean? Everything is good. And all those who made contact with me since this week, I know you're all in tune. So good afternoon, and hope you all have a good day. All right, and a good start to the week. Tomorrow is another week, and just keep hanging on to what you do good. There's a lot of things that's in terms of us, things that are in the way that could put you off from doing what you want to do. Don't let that happen to you right now. Well, all right. So shout out to, of course, all my team players. And big up yourself. Have we had some conversation this week? Also, big shout to our new players also. Let you know more about that on my social media platform. All right. And we'll see what happens on the other side. But strange things did happen this morning. And, of course, when one door closed, another one opened. But when I looked back, the other door was still open. So that's why we're still here right now. So, yeah. All right. So, ScotRadio.org.uk, Godfather here live. Don't know what happened there. Don't know what's happened there. All on there. Oh, right. Okay. Gonna play that song I wanted to play. I remember. That tune there. We have it. Don't say nothing, Godfather. Don't say nothing. Did you hear the song? Did you hear the song? Oh, here it is. I chanted it over. I didn't know. I tell you, I love this song.
I remember decades before this time. I remember you and I do remember.
Do you remember the good times? Do you remember the good times? Do you remember good times? What can you remember? What can you remember? What always comes back into your mind sometimes? I know I'm here, I'm living, but my father comes back into my mind sometimes. We talk about things that we've done together, talked about, watch TV, watch cricket, watch boxing, all these things, you know.
Before this time, I remember you and I do remember bushmeat and birdlife. I remember you red-eyed. I remember before you went away, the love dub of my young heart. I remember you and I, young and gay, for the gods tore us apart. Jerry, I remember you. I remember you and I. Your heart was for me and mine for you. The gods tore us apart, you and I. But my heart longs so for you. Jerry, I remember you. I will die singing you back to me, singing you back to the plains with me. Do you remember us among the sheaves? Cause I remember my song with you. Ooh, drinking the spring water from taro leaves. We knew the grooves where the dream roots grew. So do you remember the Red River? Our love for the gum of water.
Now, this woman here, I'm going to mention, right? I don't say much about her name, but the number is 51515. She sent me a message. She's always the first one to send me something on a Sunday morning. 515. Enough love, enough blessings, manners and respect. Shout out to Trevor as well and all the family as well. All right, big up yourselves.
My heart longs so for you, Jerry. I remember you. I will die singing you back to me, singing you back to the plains with me. Do you remember the coffee fields? Do you remember the old round delays? Digging for
Can you remember those good days?
Do you remember our lemongrass crowns? You fear for me when I broke my legs. Do you remember our games on the down? Searching for river gems in the dregs. And Jerry, I remember you. I remember you and I. Your heart was for me and mine for you. Did God store us apart, you and I? But my heart longs so for you. Jerry, I remember you. I will die singing you back to me, singing you back to the plains with me. Jerry, I remember you. I remember you and I. Your heart was for me and mine for you. Did God store us apart, you and I? But my heart longs so for you. Jerry, I remember you. I will die singing you back to me, singing you back to the plains with me.
Yes, my people, not long to go right now before we say goodbye. God bless, take care, look after yourself. Shout out to all the people around the world in tune this afternoon. Taking on a different level. Of course, there are many platforms out there right now, but we are the lucky ones to have you right now. So big up all my other platforms as well. Big up yourself this afternoon. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Jerry, I remember you. I remember you and I. Your heart was for me and mine for you. Did God store us apart, you and I? But
enjoy the weather.
So for you. Jerry,
enjoy your Sunday and also enjoy your Sunday vibes with whoever you're with right now. Scannerradio.org.uk. Just going to fade this one out right now before we have a minute to go. And may the good Lord look after you and bless you throughout the rest of Sunday and bless you throughout the rest of the week. Strength is strength and love is love, and war can be very ugly. So my people, do what's right for yourself. And if you need a friend, find a good friend too, you know. Bye for now.
The desert plain, that is my soul, where none before has been saved me. This here heat, this endless wasteland.